Welcome to Simply Liminal. My name is Stacy. This is my daily 2-card reading for Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. So welcome into the month of May. Pretty excited about this. Though it's May 1st, this is day 7 of our readings with this deck. So this is the last day that we'll be working with this deck. But this is the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. It's one of her older decks, but I love it. I've had it for several years and I find such insight and wisdom for it. And one of the reasons that I wanted to use it, or was called to use it, initially I had a different deck lined up for this week, but it just did not feel right. And I knew that this was the right deck, was because of today being May 1st, May Day, the celebration of Beltane. If you follow the 8 holidays in the wheel of the year, this is the gateway to summer season, but the veil is thin, and the veil being thin makes me think of mystical places like Avalon, and the concept of Avalon that we are told in stories or myths like King Arthur and his Round Table and Merlin. But on some level, we need to learn things from this. In a mystical realm, these archetypes can teach us things. And this is what I think everything is about, us learning and growing on a human level, on a soul level, growing so we can become more. So that is why we're working with this deck. So today, as I said, is May Day. So I've got a couple readings coming to you besides this daily reading. There's the Beltane reading, which will be a 7-card reading. You can find that on my channel. And also my May 1st reading, which is a 3-card reading. So lots of readings today. If you're interested, I would love it if you check them all out. We'll be using different decks than this one, but we'll be visiting some of my favorite decks, as a matter of fact. And I hope you'll enjoy all of those readings. But let's focus on today's reading. So we have May 1st. This is not only the gateway to the summer at Beltane season, but it's the gateway to May. Here we are. May. Yesterday's reading was very, I don't want to say uncomfortable. It was just a very guarded feeling from it. A day of kind of pausing and protecting yourself, and seeing what might be restricting you, and then letting that move out of the way so we can move on. So today feels like a day to move on. So let's look at the cards. As always, for this 2-card daily reading, I look at the energy and focus of the cards, so the energy is the force that's directed towards us from the universe, from the solar system, from our environment. And the focus is our intention, our effort, or a response that we put back into that energy, ultimately guiding how we work with that energy. Today is also the first quarter moon, so we're halfway between the full moon. It is the 3rd quarter moon. So we're halfway between the full moon and the new moon, which will be coming up next week. Now, next week, well, actually just in a couple days from now, I'm going on vacation, but there will still be readings up on the channel. I'm going to New Orleans, one of my favorite cities. Yes. So, but readings will continue. And hopefully you all have a good week and I have a good week. Traveling to one of my favorite places in the United States. Really, one of my favorite places in the world, New Orleans, Louisiana. So let us look at our energy card for today. All right. And then let's look at our focus card for today. All right. So now we have our 2 cards. As always, I just want to mention that I open a circle of light and love and protection around myself and these readings that extends not only to my reading space and myself, but to the readings in general and how long they last. So if you watch these readings, know that you are protected, and know that whenever you watch these readings, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, or next year, you continue to be protected. It's very important for me that you know that. I also ask my spirit guides and guardians to come in and help me be a clear channel for this information. And it's important to me to be a clear channel and to express this well, because I see myself as part of this collective I'm reading for. And so I gain a lot of insight and knowledge from these readings. So it's important to me, as it's important to me to express it well to you all, but for myself as well. So let's look at our energy card for today. We have risk. Interesting. This, oh, look at the glimmer. Like the light is telling us, pay attention to this. This showed up early in the week for us, the risk card. It wasn't the energy. I believe it was our focus card, but we have risk here. And this shows a path that splits in 3 ways. And the symbol, a lot of these have come up. These sacred journey markers have showed up for us in this deck this week. But here it is. It's like a crossing of paths, this risk card. Excuse me. Spring is here. It's allergy season. It's also been windy where I'm at, so it's kicking up all sorts of little things. So let's look at what the card says. Like I said, this showed up earlier in the week for us, and I actually believe it showed up every time I've used this deck. But this week, especially, these sacred journey markers have been a strong force, strong messages. So this marker brings excitement to your path. You cannot know the outcome of the action you're being called to take until you do it. In this way, you're required to be blind in the forest for a time, risking all that you know and all that you've acquired on your journey for the potential of something better. Remember again, I'm going to repeat that. This is for the potential of something better. Perhaps the training you require demands faith in what you cannot experience with your 5 senses. The reliance on the 6th sense, our intuition, can provide you with another type of sight to aid you in your journey. Very important questions can be answered now. Is engaging in the situation worth the risk, or does my inner sight tell me to wait until another opportunity comes? Am I willing to learn a lesson of default in surrender to the promise of unknown potential? Let me repeat that as well. Am I willing to learn a lesson of defeat in surrender to the promise of unknown potential? Pray for guidance and ask for a sign. If the answer is yes, take the risk. If the answer is no, rest, regroup, and wait on the will of the divine mystery. So yesterday was a pause and regroup kind of day. And today is kind of telling us it could go either way. This is the energy of risk. With risk comes the possibility of great potential. But we don't yet know what's going to happen because we're a little bit blinded in the forest. We're blinded on our path. We need to trust ourselves, trust our intuition, and see what choice we need to make. Maybe the choice will still be to pause. Maybe the choice will be to go forward on the path we've already been on. Maybe the choice will be to veer to the left or the right on a different path. Let's see what the focus card is so we can see how best we should work with this card. Here's the big guy. This is the #1 card in the deck. We had the High Priestess earlier, and that was incredibly special. And now we have Merlin. And look at him there. He's sitting in his chair. He's very mystical. He has a cat curled up on his shoulder, which I love. He is also sitting by a dragon. The dragon card showed up for us this week as well. So we have the Merlin card. And what the keywords are alchemy, justice, and balance. So this is kind of telling us that we have a choice to make. That's what the risk card is telling us. We have a choice to make, and it could lead us to great new potentials, or we might want to pause and not make a choice yet and wait until a better choice presents itself. But here we have Merlin, and he is talking alchemy, and alchemy is about transformation. He also is talking about justice and balance in the world, which are important things. They're important in the greater world. They're important in our lives. So let me read the Merlin message for you. Here we go. I'm going to read the whole thing because I think this is going to be important for us. The Merlin is the messenger of initiation and alchemy and is both the magician and the high priest. The magician and the high priest are references to the tarot deck. Both very powerful cards. He is the masculine keeper of magic and has the ability to turn iron ore into gold. The Merlin says, "You have all you need to move forward. Rejoice that all the elements you require for success are indeed present." Well, that's good information knowing that we have this energy of risk about us. This might be the right time for us, for whatever it is that we need. Okay, back to the book. You are given notice that when it comes to your life and its purpose, the magical aspect of the Merlin can be can be summoned to help you find the answer that is within you. When the Merlin appears, he tells you that justice will be done in all matters of your query, but not by any forceful action. Instead, ask yourself what you need to do to bring balance into your life. Are you working too hard, perhaps overthinking things? Do you have enough downtime? The answers you seek are not found in obvious places. It's time to go within, through meditation and prayer, and ask the spirit world, the Merlin's magical influence, to send you signs and omens to help you chart your course. The Merlin says that he will lend you his wisdom and magic on this leg of your journey until you can claim it as your own. His message is always, be in the world, but not of it, and wear it only as a loose cloak about your shoulders. You will never have to look outside yourself for answers when the Merlin appears. Remember, all signs and omens sent by the Merlin are but reflections of that which is already within you. So we have this energy of risk and decisions today, and it's telling us that we could have great potential if we choose the right path. It's also telling us to trust your intuition, and you don't necessarily have to make a choice, but know that choices will be presented to you. And here the answer is alchemy, which means transformation. You know, it talks about Merlin taking base lead metal and turning it into gold, the highest form of metal we have on the planet. And that is a magical, magical thing. It's also telling us that the answers are within us. So I don't know if we're all going to be faced with decisions today and choices we need to make, but the answer is within ourselves. That is what the Merlin is telling us. You have the potential to transform, just like that lead into gold. You just need to trust your intuition and then look back at the choices or the decisions that you are being given today, and to see where that path may take you or what road you want to go down. Interesting day, interesting energy. But this deck never fails to disappoint me. It is always full of such mystical wisdom and deep insight. I just love using it. So again, this was the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle cards by Colette. Whoop, jumped right out of my hand. Colette Baron Reed. Beautiful deck. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found this reading helpful today. I hope you have connected with it in some way. Deeply mystical day, or a deeply mystical reading on a deeply mystical day. May 1st, May Day, Beltane. There's a lot going on in the energy of the world today. So I hope you found the reading helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, please subscribe, please share these readings. Please leave me comments to tell me how you find this card deck, how you found the readings this week. Tell me what you're going to do this May 1st. You know, are you going to make a May basket for somebody and leave it on their door? That was one of my favorite things to do as a child. So much fun. You know, maybe you want to make a crown of flowers and wear it on your head. That's another beautiful thing to do on May Day. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. My name is Stacy. Thank you for visiting Simply Liminal with me. Take care of yourself and enjoy.